Imagine being stranded in the middle of the ocean. No land in sight. No food. No water. Just four men clinging to life in a tiny lifeboat. What would you do to survive? Would you steal? Would you lie? Would you kill? The case surrounding Dudley and Stephens isn't just a legal landmark, it's a chilling tale of desperation, morality, and the boundaries of law. The yacht Mignonette was never built for long voyages. But in May 1884, it set sail from England to Australia with four men aboard: Captain Tom Dudley, First Mate Edwin Stephens, Seaman Edmund Brooks, and a young cabin boy named Richard Parker. Just weeks into the journey, disaster struck. A violent storm tore through the vessel, sinking it in the South Atlantic. The crew escaped in a lifeboat, just 13 feet long, with no supplies except 2 tins of turnips and a small water cask. Days passed. The turnips were gone. The water ran dry. They tried to catch turtles and fish, but the ocean was merciless. By day 19, they were starving, dehydrated, and delirious. Richard Parker, the youngest and weakest, had fallen ill. He lay motionless, drifting in and out of consciousness. Dudley and Stephens began to discuss the unthinkable, sacrificing one life to save 3. They reasoned that Parker was likely to die anyway. That his death could mean survival for the rest. And so, on day 20, they made their decision. Dudley approached Parker, said a prayer, and slit his throat. For the next few days, the men fed on Parker's body. Then, on day 24, a passing ship rescued them. They returned to England, alive, but forever changed. Back home, Dudley and Stephens didn't hide what they'd done. They told the truth. And that truth led to one of the most controversial trials in British history. The case was tried before the Queen's Bench Division. The central question: can necessity justify murder? Their defense argued that the killing was a moral imperative, that without Parker's death, all 4 would have perished. But the court was resolute. In a landmark ruling, the judges declared, necessity is not a defense to a charge of murder. Dudley and Stephens were found guilty and sentenced to death. But public sympathy led to a royal pardon, and their sentence was reduced to 6 months in prison. In today's legal landscape, things might look different. Modern courts consider psychological trauma, mental health, and duress. Could Dudley and Stephens have argued diminished responsibility? Some legal systems now allow for more nuanced defenses. But even today, the principle remains: necessity cannot justify murder. The case forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. In moments of extreme desperation, what choices would we make? And how should the law respond? The case of Dudley and Stephens is more than a case, it's a mirror. It reflects our fears, our instincts, and our moral boundaries. So, what do you think? Were they criminals, or victims of circumstance? Would you have done the same? If you found this story compelling, subscribe for more deep dives into events, people, and moments in time that have shaped our world.